I used to think the ocean was just a vast, unexplored expanse, beautiful, mysterious, but harmless in its own way. That was before the incident, before I saw what lies in the darkest depths, and before I learned that some things should never, ever be disturbed. That IT started with an assignment. I'm a marine biologist specializing in deep-sea ecosystems, and when the opportunity arose to join an expedition to the Mariana Trench, I jumped at it. It's the deepest part of the ocean, a place where the pressures are so intense that most life, as we know it, can't survive. But there's always something alive down there, things we've never seen before. The expedition had been put together by a private research company, one with deep pockets and a secretive nature. They didn't give us all the details up front, just that they had detected something unusual near the bottom of the trench. It was too deep for conventional equipment, so they were sending us down in a state-of-the-art submersible. Our mission? To investigate. The descent into the trench was unnerving. The submersible creaked under the pressure as we sank further and further into the abyss. The water around us turned from deep blue to inky black, and all we could see outside were the occasional flashes of bioluminescent creatures, ghostly shapes that darted away as we passed. That IT took hours to reach the bottom. The depth gauge ticked past 10,000 meters, and the lights from the submersible illuminated nothing but an endless, barren seafloor. The ocean down here felt alien, silent, and utterly hostile. But as we neared our target, we began to pick up strange readings on the sonar. Something massive, sitting still on the ocean floor. Is that a geological formation? I asked, leaning forward to peer at the screen. No, the pilot said quietly. It's too symmetrical. Whatever that is, it's not natural. The closer we got, the more unsettled I became. The shape on the sonar grew larger, clearer, until finally, the sub's lights hit IT. That IT was a structure. The object was massive, easily the size of a skyscraper, and completely alien in design. Its surface was smooth, almost polished, with strange symbols etched into the metal. It didn't look like any shipwreck or sunken relic. It looked ancient, but somehow alive. We circled the structure, scanning it from every angle. The readings were off the charts. Radiation, electromagnetic fields, even faint vibrations in the water around us, like the thing was humming. There were no visible entrances or openings, but something about it felt wrong, like it was watching us. I don't like this, one of the other scientists muttered. We should leave. But the pilot wasn't listening. He was focused on something on the structure surface. There, he said, pointing to a small indentation in the metal. That looks like a hatch. Against our better judgment, we moved in closer. I felt a knot of dread tighten in my stomach. Everything about this was wrong. We weren't supposed to be here. And then, as we hovered just a few meters from the surface, the hatch opened. That a blinding light shot out from the opening, illuminating the entire submersible. The hum grew louder, resonating in my chest and my bones. The pilot tried to reverse the sub, but it was too late. Something invisible, something powerful, was pulling us, and we were dragged through the hatch and into the structure. The inside was cavernous, larger than it had appeared from the outside. Strange, glowing tendrils hung from the ceiling, pulsing with energy. The walls were lined with strange machines, their purpose unknown. That we were no longer in control of the sub. It was being guided, drawn deeper into the heart of the structure by forces we couldn't understand. The air inside was thick with a sense of ancient malice, like we had awakened something that had been dormant for eons. That at the center of the chamber, we saw it. Asterisk, asterisk, the source. Asterisk, asterisk, it was a sphere floating above a massive pedestal. The sphere seemed to pulse with life, its surface shifting and writhing as though it were made of liquid, not metal. And inside the sphere, we could see shapes, dark, indistinct, but unmistakably alive. We tried to reverse the sub again, to get out of there before it was too late, but the controls were locked. The humming grew louder, more intense, and the tendrils hanging from the ceiling began to move, reaching out toward us. Suddenly, one of the tendrils latched onto the sub's hull. The lights flickered, the systems went haywire, and the temperature inside the sub shot up. We were being scanned, probed by something far beyond our comprehension. The sphere began to glow brighter. the shapes inside it stirring more violently. And then, with a deafening crack, the sphere shattered. What came out of that sphere was not human, not even from this world. It was a mass of darkness, a shifting, writhing entity that defied logic and form. It filled the chamber in an instant, tendrils of shadow snaking out toward us, engulfing the sub in a cold, suffocating void. The last thing I remember before blacking out was the sound, an unnatural, guttural roar that seemed to come from the depths of the earth itself. When I woke up, we were floating on the surface. The structure was gone, vanished without a trace, as though it had never existed. The sub was damaged, our instruments fried, and the crew was unconscious but alive. That we radioed for help, and within hours, we were rescued. The company that had sent us out there gave us no explanation, no answers. They just told us to forget what we had seen and never speak of it again. But I can't forget. None of us can. In the weeks that followed, strange things started happening. The other crew members began to experience vivid nightmares, visions of the structure, of the sphere, of the thing we had unleashed. Some of them reported seeing it in their homes, in reflections, lurking just beyond the edge of their vision. And then they started disappearing one by one. They vanished without a trace. No explanation, no bodies, just gone. I'm the only one left now, and I know it's only a matter of time before it comes for me too. I can feel it watching, waiting for the right moment to strike. Whatever we unleashed at the bottom of the ocean wasn't meant to be discovered. It was meant to stay buried, sealed away in the abyss where no one could ever find it. But we found it, and now it's awake. That if you ever hear of an expedition to the Mariana Trench or anywhere near the bottom of the ocean, don't go. Some things are meant to remain hidden, lost to the depths of time and water, because there is something down there, something ancient, something that should never have been disturbed, and it's coming. I thought I had escaped. I wanted to believe that we had just brushed against the unknown, and whatever we encountered in that sunken structure had stayed buried beneath the waves. But I was wrong. After the rescue, I tried to move on. The company that had sent us out there buried the entire expedition. They erased the data, the records, everything. They never mentioned the structure, the creature, or the crew members who disappeared. They acted like nothing had happened. But something had followed us back. At first, it was subtle. I started seeing things out of the corner of my eye, shadows moving where they shouldn't be, shapes lurking just beyond the edge of my vision. I thought it was my mind playing tricks on me, the after effects of the trauma. But it wasn't just me. The surviving crew members, those of us who made it out of the trench alive, started reporting similar experiences. One of them, Greg, called me in the middle of the night, his voice shaking with fear. "I see it," he whispered. "I see it in my house. It's like a shadow, but it's not a shadow. It's watching me." I tried to calm him down, telling him it was just stress, a lingering psychological effect from what we had seen. But deep down, I knew he wasn't imagining it. I had seen it too. 2 days later, Greg disappeared. His apartment was left exactly as it had been. No signs of struggle, no indication that he had left willingly. He was just gone. I reached out to the research company, demanding answers. They brushed me off, saying Greg's disappearance was unrelated, that they had no knowledge of any creature or structure beneath the trench. They refused to acknowledge the existence of the expedition, let alone what we had found. But I wasn't going to let it go. I started digging deeper, trying to find any information I could about what we encountered. I combed through old naval records, ancient myths, anything that might give me a clue. That's when I stumbled upon the legend of the Abyssal Gate. In maritime folklore, there are ancient tales of an underwater gate that leads to a realm of darkness, a place where things older than humanity, asterisk, asterisk, things not of this world, asterisk, asterisk, sleep, waiting to be awakened. According to the legends, those who disturb the gate are marked, followed by shadowy entities that drag them back to the deep. One by one, the more I read, the more the pieces started to fit. The structure we had found, it wasn't just some random object or artifact. It was the gate, and we had opened it that I felt a chill run down my spine as I realized the full extent of what we had done. We hadn't just uncovered some ancient relic. We had unleashed something, a force so ancient, so powerful, that it defied understanding. And now, It was coming for US. In the weeks that followed, more of the crew disappeared. One by one, they were taken. Vanessa, Tom, James, all gone without a trace. Every time it happened, I felt the presence grow stronger. The shadows were no longer just lurking in the corners. They were getting bolder, creeping closer, watching me while I slept, while I worked, while I breathed. That IT wasn't just the crew either. Anyone who came in contact with us, family members, friends, even the rescue team, started to vanish as well. It was as if the thing we had awakened was spreading like a virus, infecting everyone it touched. That I tried to reach out to the authorities, but no one believed me. They wrote me off as paranoid, delusional. The company continued to deny everything, refusing to take responsibility for what had happened. That IT wasn't until I received a message, an encrypted email from an unknown source, that I started to realize the full scope of the danger we were in. The message was brief but chilling. _you open the gate. Now it will never close. Get out while you can. Attached was a file, a document with detailed schematics of the structure we had found, along with data that had been erased from our expedition's records. The document referred to the structure as Object A-17, a code name used by the company for secret projects. The data showed that the object wasn't just a gate. It was some kind of containment device designed to imprison the entity within. And we had broken it open. The last part of the message was a series of coordinates. They pointed to a location far from the Mariana Trench, deep in the Arctic Ocean, a place that had been marked as off-limits by international law. That I knew what I had to do. If there was any hope of stopping this, I had to follow the trail. I had to find out who sent the message and what they knew. That I gathered what little money I had left and chartered a small boat to take me to the coordinates. The captain, an old seafaring man with more than a few superstitions, warned me about venturing too far north. He told me the waters there were cursed, that sailors had gone missing in those parts for centuries. That I didn't listen. I couldn't afford to. If there was any chance of closing the gate, of stopping the disappearances, I had to go to As we sailed into the frozen waters, the sense of dread grew stronger. The shadows were no longer just around me. They were in the water, swirling beneath the boat, just out of sight. The temperature dropped rapidly, and a thick fog rolled in, making it nearly impossible to see. When we finally reached the coordinates, there was nothing, just empty ocean, a vast expanse of black water stretching out in every direction. But I could feel it. The presence, It was stronger here, more intense, like it was right beneath us, waiting. The captain refused to stay any longer. He gave me a lifeboat and wished me luck, leaving me alone in the freezing sea. I knew he wouldn't make it back. Using the small submersible I had brought with me, I descended into the depths. The water grew colder and darker as I sank, and the pressure built around me. But I kept going, following the readings on my sonar. After what felt like hours, I saw it. Another structure, identical to the one in the Mariana Trench. But this one was fully intact, still sealed. The humming, the vibrations, it was all there just like before. And then as I approached the structure, a voice came over the radio. A voice I hadn't heard in weeks. You shouldn't have come back. It whispered. It was Greg's voice. My blood ran cold. Greg was dead. I knew it. But somehow, he, or whatever had taken him, was speaking to me. It's too late. The voice said. It's already begun. As I neared the structure, I saw movement. The shadows, they were alive, They swirled around the gate, coiling and uncoiling like serpents, as if they were waiting for me. That I tried to reverse the sub, but it was too late. The shadows reached out, wrapping around the hull, pulling me in. The last thing I saw was the gate, glowing, pulsing, opening, and then nothing. That I don't know how much time has passed since then. Maybe I'm still down there, trapped in the abyss, lost to the darkness. Or maybe I never made it back at all. But I know one thing for sure. Whatever lies at the bottom of the ocean should never be discovered, Because once you see it, once you open that gate, there's no going back.